All right, welcome back. Let's stay on a story that we first talked about last night. California is likely to pass a law that would create a new state agency designed to go after big oil profits if the state determines those profits are too high. The idea is to try to cut down on outsized price spikes in gasoline, like what we saw 2 years ago, or last year, and punish big oil for being too profitable. Remember, recently big oil companies actually did lose billions of dollars in 2020, but then they printed money last year. Now, California is an outlier, really, when it comes to oil and gas. There's almost no way to get gasoline into the state except refine it there or bring it in by ship. They use their own blend of gas. They have the second highest gas tax in America, second only to Pennsylvania. And California also has twice as many drivers per gas station as the American average, giving station owners more pricing power. California also plans to ban the sale of all gas-powered cars and trucks within 12 years, despite the fact that right now only about 1 in 5 cars sold there is all electric. But that means pretty much no one wants to or maybe even can build a new gas station. Listen to this. The youngest big refinery in California, the newest, was built in 1968, 3 years before I was born. And there are 7 refineries running now that began their operations before 1930, including one that was first built in 1896. Obviously, it's been retrofitted since then, but what is this? There will be blood? It's unbelievable. So is this the right plan, right answer, or not? Let's talk about it, maybe debate it. Jamie Court is with Consumer Watchdog. He has been a passionate advocate for this topic. He has testified before the California government. They've got all kinds of data points on this, and I looked through them, Jamie, and I appreciate you joining us on CNBC. And you make a pretty good case about, listen, it wasn't just gasoline that went up. It was big oil, printed a lot of money. So how would you define too much profit? I'm trying to understand how this agency would work.
Well, the bill would give the California Energy Commission the ability to set a level, a penalty level, at which the oil refiners would pay a penalty for making too much off their per gallon profits, the gross refining margin. This is a standard industry measure, and we know that their profits doubled per gallon last year. And we also saw their profits, not coincidentally, as refineries overall quadruple last year over the previous year. But the point being that in the last 20 years, they had a 32 cent per gallon profit margin. And last year it was overall 66 cents. But there were times in the year where they were making $1.25 in a month off processing gasoline. And that's ridiculous when Californians have to pay $6 at the pump, and our gas prices were $2.60 more than the average U.S. Price. So it's what we're trying to do is stop those price spikes, because every time there's one of those price spikes, it corresponds to the profit spike. We take away the profit spike, we stop the price spike.
So I spoke with 2 oil and gas companies today. I do cover a lot of energy, and they said, listen, a lot of this gasoline is sold on the open market, that if one gas company has a shortage and some other gas company needs it, they're going to bid the price up. Yes, the one gas company is going to make it a lot of money on that, but it's more because of the lack of supply, that you can't. California gasoline demand has not gone down that much, even as EV sales spike. They can't build a new refinery, as I just laid out, and that there's always this super tight supply-demand push-pull, Jamie, that when something happens, supply chain shocks, prices will spike.
Yeah. Well, 98% of the gasoline is made by 5 refiners. So this is a consolidated market. It's an oligopoly. And the reason prices spike isn't because production costs go up. It's because the price of the commodity spikes. And unfortunately, our commodities market is rigged. It's the spot market where refiners trade with each other and with traders. And the price that retailers pay is set based on this spot market price. And there is no record of that, of who's trading with whom or what sets that spot market price. It's just a number printed in an oil publication, Opus publication, every day. Well, what we're doing with this law is opening the books. We're requiring them to disclose who traded to when and how much, to see if some of these trades didn't artificially drive up the price. Our attorney general has a case against companies, 2 traders, for driving up the price artificially and driving up the price at the gas station artificially. So we are going to get lots of transparency to prevent the spot market from being manipulated. We're also going to get transparency so that refiners have to report when they're going down for maintenance, and giving the state the power to prevent all the refiners from going down for maintenance at once. And once we do that, we'll get a handle on why we're paying so much more for our gas.
But isn't
it's
it
a 70-cent difference between U.S. and California prices? If you just add taxes and environmental quality, we're traditionally at $1.25. This year up at $2.60.
But I tried to lay it out. And by the way, my family owned one gas station in Los Angeles area back in the late 70s and early 80s. You know, you guys use your own blend of gas. You can't get any natural gas or gasoline or oil into the state except by ship because you can't build a pipeline. And you've got people driving further because they can't afford to live. You know, they may work in, you know, the Bay Area but live in Stockton because they can't afford a house. So driving miles may go up. I hear what you're saying, but can we all just agree also California has done a lot of this to itself? And I was born and raised there. I love the state. But they botched it.
I'm willing to pay 70 cents more for our environmental air quality and for our added taxes to fix our roads. I'm not willing to pay $2.60 more. So what this does is take away these extreme price spikes, which, by the way, hit those people who have to drive to work longer distance harder. When it's $6 per gallon, the average minimum wage worker is spending 13% of their out-of-pocket income. This is done for them.
Yeah.
We are trying to take away the price spikes and get a handle on the market. We acknowledge our environmental regulations have driven up costs, but not to the extreme degree we were paying last year.
Jamie Court, passionate advocate for the topic, and we welcome you back anytime, Jamie, to talk more about it. Looks like this will go through. Thank you. Have a good Friday. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.